So then I moved on to zoning. So I looked through loads of different zoning options, the pros and cons for each. Having the bedroom at the back of the space would obviously mean it's quite dark as there is just the one window. Whether or not having the dining area here would be a bit too far from the kitchen. Then I reworked it a little bit, had the dining area here, but then I was unsure whether or not maybe the workspace so close to the lounge would potentially provide distractions, or so close to the window might be a bit noisy. So I worked through a few different options here. I did consider having the workspace at the back of the apartment at one point, but obviously that would really limit the natural light. There would be no natural light, which I do think is nice to have the option of, especially when you're doing things like drawings and stuff like that. So then I decided to add the dressing room, which was something I'd forgot that I'd also stated would be quite great for my client. Again, we've got the work and the dining area, whether or not that would be too close together, the smells that would travel, things like that, which led me to my preferred zoning plan. Which had the dressing room and the bedroom at the back, the workspace in the middle, with the idea that it could flow over into the dining space with a dining table, a large dining table that would give the option to maybe have, meetings around the dining table, with the kitchen area here to get coffees and teas, etc. And then the lounge space right close to the front. The idea with the workspace was that it could have some kind of glass somewhere to provide like a light flow through. So I then moved on to my template planning and my model making. So I made a model here which gave me a good idea of the size. I made it to scale out of foam, which gave me a really good idea of the proportions and the size of the space. I was then able to look at the furniture template plan. I considered Lotus throughout this. I looked at different ways of having the furniture, whether or not I wanted the bed to face this way, which you'd look straight into when you walk through the door, whether or not maybe having shelving all the way along the back and a dining table here. But I wasn't sure whether or not maybe that would be a little bit far away from the kitchen. I then looked at this second template plan with the bed here moved around, the workspace, the table and the corner sofa, cutting off the lounge space to make it slightly more sectioned off, with the reading area and the corner sofa there for the TV area. And this was my next template plan, where I decided that maybe crystal doors would be nice to have glass for the light to flow through. The dining table here where could be the overflow space, and again sticking with this. I also added in 2 doors here to improve the flow, so you can instantly go in through the front door and then also straight back out there, rather than constantly having to come back, which I felt worked nicely. So then this led me to my final plan, with the double doors, the walk-in wardrobe, the bed, the crystal doors for the workspace, which was fine to be a slightly smaller, compact workspace, with the reading area, the bench seating rather than the extra seat there. So I then looked at the apartment model block that I'd done and just did a few sketches over to get a bit of an idea of the type of furniture that I could have. That was just over the original sketch, and the same here. And then I continued to develop my model a little bit further. So I added in some pieces of furniture that I made, the sofa there with the bench seats and the coffee table, and this was the built-in wall unit, and as well as the reading chair. I then also added in the bed, the partitions, the walls here, and also just indicated the sight line coming through the front door straight through to the window, which I know is important to add the brightness, and you can see that the light flows all the way back. So then I was ready to have a look at the furniture sourcing. I looked at loads of websites online for inspiration. So here's a list of some of the seating that I needed to consider and the websites that I used to source them. And here were pictures of ones that I found that I felt would be really suitable, and putting them all together, they look great together. And there was a real sense of a style throughout the apartment. And again, I did the same with the lighting, looking at the different places, and a storage and media cabinet that I found, as I originally thought I was going to be getting something custom. And I then looked at all of the accessories, which I made throughout, and then I was ready to create my furniture boards. So I've created my furniture boards here for the bedroom and dressing room, which I feel all flows together nicely. The colours of the slight bit of pink, as it was quite neutral with the greys and the creams and the white, so just the few pops of the bedroom. And then I also did the lounge and the reading area with this fabulous reading chair, again with the pops of blue, like what I said about the material, that I wanted to add a little bit of colour rather than it being too neutral. And then I moved on to the dining and studio, which was much more gold, light, fresh colours, with the flooring, the drinks cabinet and the fresh flowers. And that was the end of my research and planning. So then I moved on to doing my technical drawings, which I inked. So there was the floor plan that I inked. And I put in the section that I followed, ready to be drawn here. And there's a section which flows through from the dressing room, the bedroom, the workspace, the dining room, and the living area. And then here is my perspective drawing of the bedroom. I wanted these pendant lights to hang down by the side of the bed to add some different feature, and then also the crystal doors here, which help flow in and make the room feel like, although this looks out onto the rest of the apartment, it adds in the light and brightness of the room. Once I finished inking the drawings, I then moved on to doing the rendering. The flooring is a real feature. It's definitely something that I got from one of the period properties. The corner sofa here in the grey with the pops of the blue that I looked at, with the cream carpet, the bedroom and the dressing room there. And then I rendered the section, moving straight through all the space again. A lot of my design is to have a neutral colour palette, quite bright and white. So there's pops of colour here, but generally the whole colour scheme is for it to be quite light and bright. I then rendered the bedroom. This is obviously the glass crystal doors, this is the television. The carpet again is a cream colour, and again with these metallic pendant lighting. That concludes my design package. I hope you have enjoyed watching it and you are happy with the design. Thank you.